welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I've not been here for quite a while, but there's been quite a lot going on since September. I can't really go into details about it, but it's taken a lot of sorting out, and it's been me who's done a lot of it, so it's really taken its toll on my creativity and the outputs I can come up with. So anyway, I'm back, and so I'm really glad you can be here, and I'm really glad to see you as well. There's been quite a change in the garden. It's certainly turned from beautiful to autumnal, and it's looking a bit sad at the moment. But on the plus side, there's lots of things happening. And I'd really like to thank those of you who sent a little bit of pocket money. I think it was buy me a plant or buy me a coffee. And for those of you who've done that, I've got some tulips. So I've been able to get some tulips now. Some of the tulips were bought for my birthday in September, and the rest I've got from a nursery. And you get them in a box, these ones, and I can't remember what they are, to be honest, but anyway, this one's called Cream Upstar, and you get 10, I think it's not about £3 or something, so I've got little bulbs. And next week, which is tomorrow, I'm going to be putting those in to the pots outside of the house in the secret garden. I found some other ones here. This one's called, oh, don't quote me on this one if you can speak, is it Dutch, I think, Greek Jessamine. Anyway, it's a nice colour, and I really like orange tulips in the spring because it just look like light bulbs coming up. And when you haven't had any colour for all that time since like September, October, it's really, really nice to see. And to be honest, I don't mind clashing colours in the spring, because I think they look magnificent. There's another one here I've got. This is a bit more expensive, but it's a little bit different. This one is called Orca 8, and it's selected for its double fragrant flowers, which now you won't be able to tell if they smell or not when they come up, but I'll be able to describe them to you. And they're late flowering April, May. And I've got another one here which is really pretty. It's called Red Madonna. That's a lovely one. Can you see that? That was $3.99. I can't remember if it was an offer or not, probably not, but sometimes you just have to get them if you like them. Fiery red black feathered petals, that's going to be beautiful. It's also got 3 more lots in here. I've got one called Charming Lady, which I had before, and I bought for my mum. She should be pleased that I'm calling her Charming Lady. It's a double, I think it's an orangey, yellowy colour, it's beautiful. It's a bit like a peony flower when it opens. I also have another one here called Golden Artist, and I like that name of that one because it's like, well, I do a bit of painting, still do, so I was an artist, I suppose I still can be, but an artist in the garden. There's many ways you can be creative and artist, and these ones just ready to go in, which is getting about the time they need to be in. You don't leave it too much longer, but I have done before, and they have grown. Another one, an orange one, it's called Orange Marmalade. It's nice, this one, green flame flowers. It has the green stripes in the flower there, and that flowers in May. It's a late one, so that will take us through from spring into summer when we swap the bedding around. And also, I've got some very nice tulips from my friend Sean for my birthday in September, and she was really kind to get me these. I seem to have a yellowy theme going on this year, but I do have some more coming, of course. Nowhere to put them, but anyway, we'll get them. We have 5 varieties there, can you see? There's Flamenco, Novi Sun, Banjaluka, Crystal Star, and there's one yellow pomponette, which is going to be really nice. So we're going to have a really sunny display this spring. I do have some extra bulbs as well. I've got some tulips, Winston Churchill, named after, of course, Winston Churchill, the politician, which are beautiful double flowers, and they smell really strong, which is a really good idea to have when you come into like my secret garden. First thing people notice is the aroma of the flowers and that. So I think you're going to enjoy seeing those as they grow. They won't see much till March time. But unfortunately, there's been a problem with the house. This is my mum's house. It was made for her, and there's a problem with the house, which means I'm going to have to think more carefully about how I do my spring planting, because in the house there's a lot of asbestos, and that's due to be coming out in the new year. Now, knowing how things go, it'll probably end up being April, May time. So all the eaves of the house are full of it. This room I'm sitting in is it's got it in the ceiling, it's got to come out, this room has to be dismantled. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. So I'm trying to get on while I can, and what I'm planning to do is to put the bulbs into along the side of the house. They're going to go into the containers on the wall, they're going to go into small pots, and I'm going to transfer them in later on when it's time to do that, and hopefully the work will be finished by then. But of course, when things come out, they have to go back in, so it's not just taking the asbestos away, it's replacing it with something non-toxic, so it could be a long haul, but I'm still going to have a beautiful garden regardless. And I thank you for coming on that journey with me and for bolstering me up, because I know there's a lot to come and it's going to be very difficult. So in this video today I'm going to do a little walkabout of the garden. I filmed it earlier in September when it was looking really pretty. Of course I don't think you've seen it since then, and it was really colourful and attractive, but now it's kind of gone over. We haven't had many frosts yet, but we have had some, but not enough to do much damage. So all the plants in the pots on the side of the house in the secret garden, they're still growing, but the daylight's diminished considerably. It gets dark about 4 o'clock now in the afternoon, where before it was getting for 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So they've lost all those hours of growing time, so they've obviously shrunken back and they're withering away. They're not worth keeping because it's easy just to get new ones next year. But I do save some, and I'm going to show you those in a minute, or perhaps later on, but you'll see them anyway in this video.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about keeping plants over the winter. This plant here, or these cuttings, are a Tradescantia which I bought from the supermarket in the spring. It's got beautiful little pink and white leaves. In the summer it did really well. It's got really big. Obviously it's too big for me to bring into the house or keep anywhere. So what I decided to do earlier, I did it twice because I really like these. I thought next year I can do a real nice display because these will grow in a dark, moderately shady place. So I took some cuttings and they've already grown. Look, here's another baby one. I have 6 of those in the house growing. So I thought, well, next year I'd like some more, and I can not only keep them here, but I can take them to the old manor house and grow them there. And actually I put them in here last week, these cuttings. I'm trying to get them out to show you because they do root very easily. And here's one with some roots on. Now I did these last week, as I said, and I put them into a jam jar of water, and you can see the roots are coming out of these joints here, which is where the hormones sit. And so the roots are coming out, and when they're about this big, a little bit longer, you just transfer them into a plant pot with some good compost and keep them in a frost-free place, or coolish place so they don't get too big. And in the spring, when it's frost-free, you can put them back out, and these will turn into beautiful big plants. And so you save yourself a lot of money. And they're also house plants, which people don't often think of using house plants as bedding or plants for display. Another one I've got here, do you remember these from earlier? I think someone's being bitten by something actually, I don't know what. Could be vine weevils or earwigs or something. And I've took cuttings of these as well. I took 2 batches of cuttings. The first ones did really well, the second ones just flopped and they just went mouldy. So only one survived, and that's what the cutting looks like. Piece of the stem of the plant. Again, it was too big to bring in, can't really save it, never did dig it up, it would probably just die. So decided not to do that, left it outside, it'll just diminish with the weather. But I have 5 or 6 babies now, and I've got a small plant as well, so I've got 6 or 7 of these ready for next year. When that gets taller, I can just nip them out, get more stems coming up from the little buds there, can you see? And the top piece of nip out can be rooted again to make another plant, so really it's perpetual.
thank you for watching. It's been really nice to have you back again and to start making videos. I know it's not the best time of year for it, but actually it's one of the busiest times of year because this is when I can get on and do things. Just want to show you this before we finish. This is the parrot plant. Remember in the spring it was a little thing like this in a pot. Now it must be at 3-4 foot high. It's doing really well despite being putting in the house last week when it really sulked. So I have to bring it back out into the fresh air. It didn't really like it. I thought if I leave it inside it's just going to die, and it's really picked up again. The leaves are all floppy. Now they're nice and wide and open, full of lovely little flowers, as you can see. So I'm really hoping I can keep this going over winter, as long as the frost keeps away, which might be difficult given how cold it is this week. So yeah, so I really look forward to seeing you again next time. Thank you for joining me and take good care of yourselves.